Hi guys, welcome back to another stream. Hope you're all doing good. So today we are, for better or for worse, playing this again. So for those who didn't see this last time, this is one of the Phantasy Star 2 text adventures that were released in about 1990 or so. And they were download games that you could get that were, as far as I'm aware, Japan only, that had been fan translated. We started this one last week. We didn't really do a whole lot, both in terms of we didn't have much time with it and we just didn't really do anything. Hi Matt, good to see you. And Scorpio and Cordra as well. You may also notice we now have a chat on screen. I realised that with the aspect ratio for this game, it leaves a big black space on the screen. So why not just put chat there? It's a new era. Whether it works or not is another thing altogether. I can't believe it's already been a week since the last installment of Rudger's adventure. I know, it was so memorable. Yes, last week basically, so what these games are essentially is the backstory of the characters before Phantasy Star 2. And it kind of leads into what happens going into Phantasy Star 2. For Rudger though, it's kind of weird. He basically wakes up, sees a fire in the distance, goes to check his hometown, and it's all wrecked and his family are dead. And then we basically spent the rest of the stream more or less climbing trees, sharpening knives, and not much else. I know someone at the beginning of the stream was asking, do I dislike this? I wouldn't say that I dislike it so far. I think it's just quite a strange game. I don't know how the other text adventures compare, but I just find it quite a strange game so far. But I do find it technically impressive that it was a download game from like the early 90s. So normal Tuesday, yeah, it may as well just be called like Rudger's Tuesday. Also, yeah, just to clear up something I mentioned last time as well, if you're not aware, the character names are all based on the Japanese character names Phantasy Star 2, which are all different. So Rudger is Rudo. So I will say I have found a guide for these, so if I get completely stuck for a long time, I will consult it, but I'm going to try and figure things out myself. Let me just see if I can just make this look any better on my end. No is the answer to that. I like how it just immediately crashed. Good start, Rudger. Hey, what? Let's just reload that. Let's not mess with the window. And then hopefully... There we go, it's as if nothing happened. It would have been nice to play this full screen on my end, but I guess that's just not happening. I'm curious to see how long each of these adventures are. Honestly not sure. I mean, I know that because they were download games, they were very, very small file sizes, so... Well, to be fair, there isn't really much to them. It's literally just text on a screen with the occasional image. And a bit of music. The stories are really good, but sometimes the gameplay can vary depending on the adventure. Yeah, so far we've had a little bit of combat. I think we had 2 fights. We fought some like man-eating plant thing, and then there was also a shark that we just poured water on and it died instantly. Do you still have a map that you drew last week? You were making a map as you were going, right? I may not have made a map. So I remember last time we went through a cave, got out of a cave. The cave was weird as well because it was very dark and it made an explicit point of saying to me, if you go further east, you will be eaten by biomonsters. I went east, didn't get eaten by biomonsters, and escaped the cave with no issues. Yes, the shark died to water. It was a very important distinction. It was a desert shark, like a sand shark. It was a very dry shark, so when we poured water on it, it just exploded. So, it was really impressive how you knew to use the canteen on the sand shack almost immediately. What I'm basically doing with these games is there's often like context clues in the text. I mean, obviously, so on this here, it's obviously highlighting the word hole and the word animal trail, so you know they're important. But there's sometimes like other little words it'll put in that are very deliberate. So I guess we can start from here. So we've basically got to the point where we've just escaped from the hole that was apparently full of bio monsters that actually wasn't. So there is a large hole in the ground. A wooden 2-story building can be seen to the north, while an animal trail leads south into the forest. I regret not watching the VOD, that'd be funny. Yeah, you didn't really miss a whole lot, to be honest. So let's have a look at the local area. Forest Village, a small village hidden within a forest. It was also abandoned after being laid waste. So something's rampaging through and destroying everything. But yeah, as you can point out, a very, very different gameplay style to the main Phantasy Star 2. It looks like a hole dug by a giant mole. The underbrush is too thick for humans to pass. Fun fact, if you have the ROM images of the Sega Genesis Classics Collection, you can use King of Fusion to play them if you want. Yeah, it's really funny with the Classics Collection on Steam. Like, it is literally, when you look at the files, it is literally just the ROM files, and you can just dump them into an emulator. Right, we also have this jewel that we have no idea what it's for. A large pale pink gemstone. It is simply dazzling, but utterly useless for everything we tried it for. Okay, so down takes us back into the hole, so I guess I have to go north. 2-story building exterior. The surroundings have been devastated, yet the building itself was miraculously untouched. It lies to the north. Another structure is visible to the east. Well, I think I'll maybe go north first, then just see what that building is. It made a point of mentioning it, so... I'll say that because Key Fusion is extremely accurate to real hardware. Okay. Yeah, let's go... Let's try north and just see what this building is. Inn. This is the first floor of the inn. A Moldavian innkeeper is seated here. Upon hearing Rudger's story, the man took pity on him, offering the room upstairs for Rudger to rest in whenever he needed it. He also cautioned against going outside since the biomonsters were being unusually violent. The biomonsters are unusually violent. Is it normal for biomonsters to be not violent? It is weird, yeah. It's almost as if they just like to vibe normally. All right, what's let's look at the innkeeper. A middle-aged male, standing approximately 120 centimeters tall, his entire body draped in reddish-brown clothing. What else can we do here? I mean, I'm not going to knife the innkeeper. That seems like a terrible idea. Were the biomonsters made to help the artificial environments? Maybe. If the innkeeper is Mortavian, why is the inn not made of garbage? That is a really good point. Yeah, if you play Phantasy Star 2, you know that they like the garbage. Use Jewel on the innkeeper. You refuse to accept it. That's very surprising for a Mortavian. Hey, Miss, good to see you. Maybe misremembering, but I think the wildlife getting aggressive was a recent thing at the start of Phantasy Star 2. Yeah, so the very start of Phantasy Star 2, there's the Biomonsters lab outbreak. That's kind of how Rolf gets involved. What am I doing? Rudger came to his senses. Okay, is there anything else I can do here? In Phantasy Star 2, you can choose to eat the Mortavian cake until you die. You can. I felt there's not a whole lot I can do here. Oh, I can go up. So I guess that would take me to the next floor up. Let's try that, I guess. A tidy room. The remains of the forest village are visible from the window. Rudger rested a while and regained his vitality. Fantastic. So thankfully that has refilled our health. Okay, can I do anything now I've rested? Apparently not. Okay, maybe I'll come back there later. Yeah, I guess the other option at the minute is east, I suppose. It seems I lost a little bit of gameplay. Who was the person with the cape or whatever that was? It was just the innkeeper. It's a Mortavian. It was just describing the innkeeper, that was all. So yeah, nothing of substance. Alright, let's go east. Can't give him anything. No, I tried using some items, and it didn't seem to work. I'll say one thing, thankfully if you ever have to drop an item, it stays in that area and you can pick it back up whenever. Okay, so it's not just like a discard then. Because one thing is, this staff is Mortavian. The guy is Mortavian, has made a point of telling us that. So maybe it's something with the staff. I tried using the staff on him though. I guess from the gamer's perspective, maybe using the staff is like attacking with it. Can you give him the staff? Let's move back. You see, you don't have an option for... There's nothing for give. So basically it would only be a use or drop. I mean, I guess... Maybe you drop the stuff? Because I tried using it. So if I try using the staff on the innkeeper, it just says that he came to his senses. So yeah, I'll try dropping it. Rudo drop the staff. Okay, now do I talk to the innkeeper? No. Okay, give him my stuff back. Yeah, so maybe we don't do anything here yet. Okay, so old cabin exterior. Outside an antiquated cabin to the east, a lane leads north into the forest. Small dwelling constructed from palm wood. Hey, big, good to see you. Okay, so north one into the forest. Let me just save state 7 for a bit. I will say as well, for these text adventures as well, if anyone in chat wants to try guessing stuff, feel free. I'm not really bothered about like people withhold and stuff for these games, so if you want to have guesses or anything on what to do, by all means. I'm as clueless with these games as everyone else, so... Okay, so... What was it not? Was it the forest? I feel like I should probably check the cabin first. That seems like a good idea. Forest seems like there might be some enemies in it potentially. So let's go east first. A shotgun hangs on the wall. I mean, that seems useful. Also, Rudger with a shotgun. Sounds right. Good to see you playing these adventures. They're definitely in a quiet taste, that's for sure. Yeah, we're getting his spread needle. Can I take that shotgun? No one was in sight, so Rudger called out, "Hey, anybody home?" There was no reply. Rudger raised his voice and tried again, this time succeeding in attracting the attention of an old Mortavian situated behind a counter. Oh, it's another Mortavian. Is this who we give the staff to? Let's look at them first. Old Mortavian. Wow. It's a bit rude, Rudger. This Mortavian is of advanced age. Wow. He seems to be hard of hearing. I will say you're doing really good so far. If you can make it through this one gameplay-wise, they're on the up and up after that. Okay. So if you're wondering why I started with this one, basically I asked on the Esper Mansion Discord if there was like a order to play these in, and they basically said that they all take place within quite a short space of time, but if you play them chronologically, I think Rudo's is first, so I thought I may as well play them chronologically. Okay, so... what about if I use the staff? Rudger gave the staff to the elderly Motavian. The gentleman accepted the gift with delight, reciprocating with a state-of-the-art shotgun. I mean, that seems like a fair trade to me. Use shotgun on Motavian. Take staff. What does it actually do? I need to know. It saves that. I know we tried stabbing someone before and he said, "I'm not a murderer," or something like that, so I'm expecting it to be the same. Use shotgun on Motavian. Rudger is not a murderer. We had to know. Okay, I don't think there's anything else to do here. But we now have a shotgun, which is good news. Okay, let's go back west. Now, is there anything else we can do with this shotgun? We haven't been in the forest yet, so maybe that's where you go next. I'm assuming you don't need to get ammo separately. No idea. We'll find out when an enemy shows up, I guess. I would imagine probably not. But with this game, I have no idea. Alright, let's go north. Dying forest. The majority of Motavian cedars in this part of the forest are either dead or dying. There is a hole in the ground about ½ a meter in diameter. What is it with holes in the ground? It's obviously this mole again, isn't it? Look at the hole. It looks like a hole dug by a giant mole. Most of the trees here have withered due to the intense heat underground. This weapon is powerful to take down a bear in a single shot. Can I take down a mole? Okay, so I can go down into the hole, or I can go north. I kind of feel like I should explore the forest a bit first. I can only take down one bear, okay, after that it's done. Yeah, go north again. Within the forest, among the dying cedars is a lone palm tree. Harp can be seen. Can I take the harp? Rudger took the harp, a portable harp. The frame is made of crystal. Don't know how a harp helps us, but... This type of tree grows a long straight trunk, sans branches. Palm nuts are in season, but it would be difficult to climb up that high. So we'd obviously have to get the nut for some reason. Can I shoot it down? Use shotgun on palm tree. Damn. I mean, surely this harp's got to be used for something. This game is oddly specific. Oh, yeah. If you didn't see it the last... I don't know if you saw last week's, but yeah. Some of the solutions that you expect to do, the game basically just criticizes you and just goes, what are you thinking? Why would you do that? and then it'll be some really outlandish solution that makes no sense. Yeah, let's use the harp on the palm tree, sure. What a pleasant sound. Is he just vibing in the forest with his harp? So it did nothing apart from just making a nice sound. Okay. I can only go south from here. So I obviously need something to get the nut down. We do have that hole. I will check that in a bit. Play it to the Mortavians. Yeah, we can try that. I'm going to use my harp and play you a delightful tune. What a pleasant sound. Rudger the Travelling Bard. To be fair, there are quite a few cryptid things in all games that make me wonder who would even think to do that. Oh yeah. I mean, to be fair, it's not just in the text adventures that we've had this. There are some things, particularly I would say in Phantasy Star 1, where without a guide, I'll be annoying, I would just not have a clue. There are some things in that game that are so ultra specific that I just don't think you would figure it out. Is there anything else here? Reminds me of playing Dizzy and Cosmic on the Mega Drive. I think a lot of games like this back in the day were very kind of obtuse, and I guess the reason was so that you spent longer playing them, I suppose. Now let's go back to the innkeeper and use the harp on the innkeeper. What a pleasant sound. So maybe I do need to go to that hole in the ground next. I think it was east from here, I think. Was it east again? No, it wasn't. It was north. The secret walls in Phantasy Star 1 and a hidden developer message in the Sega Master System version of Space Harrier. Yeah, there's some parts in the game where I just think, like, without a guide, you would just never find them. And I don't know how people found it back in the day. It must have just been dumb luck. Okay, so I guess we can try this another hole. Again, all Rudger has done is jump into holes. So, inside the hole, sunlight can be seen to the east. The sound of running water is also coming from that direction. Riverbed. A river flows from north to south. Its breadth looks to be 10 meters. That is very, again, oddly specific. The footing here is poor due to the small round pebbles scattered about. Rubber raft can be seen. So Rudger took the rubber raft. It looks pretty old. The raft is inflated, but there is no oar. Less graphics than the Game Gear Phantasy Star Adventure, but at least slightly larger and more complicated in depth, also way more obtuse. I have good news and bad news. I'm also going to be playing the Game Gear games once I've finished all these. It won't be today, obviously, but yeah. Okay, so we have a raft. The river goes north to south. So if we don't have an oar, I guess that would just push us south, I would assume. I mean, I guess I can try moving south. I just say the footing is poor though, so maybe that's a trap. Yeah, I'm just wondering if I head south on foot, I wonder if it'll penalise me. I mean, I guess we could try using the rubber raft and see what happens. It might want us to get an oar though. Reading Esper Manchester's Discord thoughts and seeing Sky experience, it makes me feel not alone. Yeah, there's just like random things in this game that just don't seem to make much sense. Use rubber raft on, well, on the river, I would imagine. Rudger floated the boat in the direction of the opposite bank and hopped in, hoping that it had enough momentum to carry him across. As he got close to the middle of the river, the current suddenly became stronger and he was rapidly washed downstream. A waterfall! Is he gonna die? Rudger was dragged along with the raft into the basin at the bottom of the falls. Okay, maybe not that then. So you know what he said about the game is not killing you for exploring? Okay, let's reload that. It might be the wrong way to go, do you think? Okay, so let's go east again. So that's the first death we've had. Did the same thing. Again, you know, having the boat would suggest that you would use the boat on the river. That's too obvious though, you know? It'd be great if they put in screenshots of the things that cause a game over. Thing is, it says the footing's poor, so that's why I used the raft, because I thought, well, if I don't use the raft, I'm going to fall over. It did warn me it was old and had no oar. Okay, well, let me take the raft again. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to save it. Current is too strong to swim across, yeah. For no reason at all, I'm going to use my harp. On the river. What a pleasant sound. Now with that established, this time I'm just going to move south and see what happens. Oh, we've got different music. Rocky area. The harp is going to be the nice flowers, isn't it? Yeah. What a pleasant sound. Many rugged stones lie near the river. Eaten palm nut trees are strewn about. The way is blocked by a hungry ape biomonster. And that seems like a bad thing. The thing is, this thing... So this... We know we need a palm nut. I mean, I don't know we need a palm nut, but it's saying there's a palm nut at a tree. I assume I need the palm nut at some point. Maybe he would help me, or maybe he would give me a palm nut. So I'm reluctant to just blast him. Let's look at him. This species of biomonster resembles an ordinary primate, but with preternatural strength. I think I had a stroke reading that. Monkey, can I play you the song of my people? He did not appreciate the harp. He's also very strong. Maybe we don't want to mess around with him. Yeah, I've also never seen that word before. Yeah, can I just, like, leave? Okay, so we're back in the riverbed. So I'm assuming we need to go past that monkey. One option is to blast it. I feel like there's a connection though with the palm nuts because it made a point of mentioning that it was eating palm nuts. And now I need to remember where to go, so... Preternatural means exceeding the ordinary or normal course of nature, though it is not completely supernatural or miraculous. Yeah, that is literally the first time I've ever heard that word. Okay, let's get out the hole. I think it's probably an idea to go to the inn and heal, because that monkey hit really hard. Now I've got to remember where it is. Is it north? I think that guy's invincible. Okay. Among the dying cedars is a lone palm tree. It's always killed me anyway. Okay. Okay, so this is clearly where you get the palm nut from. They are in season, but it would be difficult to climb that high. So do we have anything we can climb with? Can we like jump really hard on the rubber raft and use it as a trampoline? I'm going to assume that's not the solution. If only you could fetch the ladder back, yeah. What are you doing, Rudger? Who would do that? Does the jewel do anything here? No. So I clearly need something else to be able to get the palm nut. Now I'm trying to remember what I've came across in previous screens. Okay, let's go south. That's your cabin. And is it west from there? No, it's east from here and then north. No, it wasn't. It's all cabin exterior, and then the cabin is then east from there. And then you go up inside the cabin? Or is it the other cabin? Because there are two cabins. Tame a squirrel with the harp. Because that's two-story building exterior, then go north. Yeah, that's the inn, okay. Okay, so what else can I use to get the nuts from the tree? It's a forest village. Was there anything here at all? There is the animal trail, but I seem to remember it said that we can't go that way. And this goes back into the hall we were in earlier. Okay, so we're back in the tunnel again. There are tree roots protruding from the walls. Okay, so maybe it's something to do with this. Can I use, well, either the knife or the harp on the tree roots? Okay, so the knife doesn't work. What about the harp? What a pleasant sound. Because this is the room where you get likely to get eaten by a biomonster, which doesn't seem to happen. Can't do anything in there. Can we take the ladder? No, we can't. Rudger's banging the synth background music out of the harp. Just as he's walking around. Okay, does anyone have any ideas? I'm clearly missing an item to get the tree nuts. I feel like we're going quite far back now. Well, there must be something I've missed. Can you use the knife on the boat? I mean, it doesn't feel like we use it for traveling on the water, so maybe. Let me save state though. No, that does nothing, apparently. Yes, this is where we were last stream. There'll be like one item somewhere that we've missed. We may be missing something here because this says there's a path that leads towards town and then a trail that goes along the other axis. Yeah, so from here you can go anywhere. I guess you could try going north-south. Yeah. So that's forest clearing, so what's here? This area is brighter than the rest of the woods, probably because a tree has fallen nearby. I think we found this place before, didn't we? And we didn't know what to do with it. Did you use the knife to cut a path somewhere through the forest? I don't know if we have. Let me just try something though. Okay, so the knife doesn't work on that. I'm just gonna play the harp to anything now. It is still a pleasant sound. Alright, let's go back north again. So was it here where the trail was? Use knife on the trail? There was another path later on, wasn't there, where it said it was too narrow? I wonder if that one is the one that you maybe cut? Now to remember where that is. So that's the town entrance. Then we go down into the hall. To the east. Through the room where I get eaten, but don't. So out of that hall. And then go north from here. That takes you to where the inn is. Yeah, so north to the building. Then east from here. Because the cabin is east and a lane leads north into the forest. So go north. This is back in the dying forest again. We are finally doing this, Gob. Yeah, we started it last stream, like near the end of last stream, because we finished Chrono Trigger. It has been an experience so far. Yeah, good to see you. Okay, so there is the hole wire. North, does that go to another building? No, that's the forest. What is here? The lone palm tree, okay. So that's where we need to go. But I don't seem to be able to do anything to get the palm tree nut down. So go south from here. Does it just take me to the cabin? This is be hard of hearing. What if I play you a sick harp? I think I've already done this, but... it did not appear to help. The forest village south of the apartment, I think that his description was something highlighted in yellow. Okay, so it's west from here? And then, what, south from here? It's a forest village. A small village hidden within a forest. It was also abandoned after being laid waste. There is a large hole in the ground. A wooden two-story building can be seen to the north, while an animal trail leads south into the forest. Okay. So, if I try moving, I can only go down into the hole or north. So I must have to use something. So I'll try using the knife on the animal trail, see if that works. It makes sense that you would use it like a machete, I guess. Rudger cleared the thicket with the knife. The trail is now passable. Thank you for that. Alright, so now we go south, not down, because they're two different things. Camper Forest. These woods are flooded with camper trees. The trail continues to the south. Hammer can be seen. I mean, take hammer. Rudger took the hammer. An iron hammer with a handle made of carbon. There is some rust on it. I was just trying to remember what the knife was for. It's been a while. Yeah, I said earlier, there's a lot of things in this game that just don't seem to make too much sense at first glance. I mean, that does make sense. Okay. Camper trees, they're all very thick and tall. Fantastic. Rudger decided to play his harp on the trees. Of course that didn't work. I know what the hammer for. I guess you do if you think about it. I mean, I've got an idea. Whether it works. Yeah, we didn't even get what a pleasant sound this time. Maybe everyone's getting sick of Rudger walking around with his harp. Right, well, let's try using the hammer on the camper tree first. Okay, it doesn't work on there. Maybe I use it on the other tree. Maybe if I whack the tree hard enough, the nut will fall down. Okay, so back in Forest Village. So I now need to find that other place. So go north. That's a two-story building. was it east? Hi, Chateau. It'd be cool if the harp played a part of the Phantasy Side 2 track, like how the pipe played a part of Palmer's Overworld music, yeah. Ultimately, I think with this game, it was probably just a question of trying to fit things into the file size, because again, these were downloadable games in the 90s. They're about 128 kilobytes each. They're tiny file sizes, which is why I get this loop in music quite a lot. They probably just couldn't fit much else in. Okay, so we're back at the palm tree. Let's try using the hammer on the tree. Rudger bashed the palm tree with the hammer. The vibrations caused a nut to fall. He took it. Genius. Was the animal trail a dead end? It was not. There is a bit more to it, I think, as well. But we got a hammer from it. Okay, so we now have a nut. I love visual novels. I love visual novels. I love visual novels. Yeah, I will say I am not a big player of visual novels normally, so this has been an experience. I know it was said last stream, I think a point and click would have probably worked better for these, but again, it's whether they could have fit that in the file size. They probably had to keep things really compact and really simple. A fruit of a palm tree enclosed in a hard shell. So now, a bit risky, but I'm assuming we go back to where that monkey is and make a peace offering. Which I think was down. And then east. Yeah, this was the riverbed that killed me last time. Okay, let's save before we go back to Monkeyland. Okay, he's still waiting for me. Would you be interested, perchance, in a palm nut? Rudger held out the nut in the ape's direction. The creature abruptly snatched it and ran off. Okay. So we've had a total of, what, 3 fights in the game, and we managed to use items to get out of 2 of them. I'm guessing the combat is not a major part of these. Although, I don't know, because the other adventures could be different. Okay, where can we move from here? Was it south again? Ferry landing. A ferryman stands beside a hovercraft on the bank of the river. In exchange for 500 Mazetta, the ferryman offers unlimited trips across the river. This seems to be a new business. I do not have 500 Mazetta. He's a young Motavian. What about if I give you a jewel? Will that work for you? You refuse to accept it. How about 20 Mazetta and a harp? It could be missed, but you know, it could be, you know, Rudger going across the River Styx. I think you should get started on farming boomers and ragrappies for Mazetta. He's got a while to go, he's only got 20. We did clarify last time as well that before this starts, Rudger has worked in the army for about 5 years, so he essentially has been paid full Mazetta per year. I'm scared to use the raft on anything because last time I used it, I died. I'll play you a tune. Oh, it's a pleasant sound again. Okay, so we obviously do need to come here at some point. Not yet. So, I guess we haven't fully explored the animal trail yet. I think there was still some more screens in that. Okay, so at the riverbed. Go west. Go up out of the hole. And was it south from here? What made you want to start with Rudger of all stories? So I mentioned it a bit earlier. I basically asked on the Esper Mansion Discord because I know they're quite knowledgeable about the old classic games. And they said that, because I wanted to know if there was an order to play them in. And they basically said that there isn't a particular order to play any of them in, but they, like the time frames that they all take place in are quite close together, and Rudger's is technically first. So I thought I may as well play them chronologically. Although, to be honest, after playing this one, it doesn't seem to matter too much. I mean, really, it hasn't mentioned anything that I would know from the main game, so I know it's a prequel, but it hasn't been really any reference to much of anything. So maybe the order doesn't matter too much. Was it here where the clearing is? If this game doesn't end in us knocking on Eustace's door, I will be sorely disappointed. It's from Forest Village, wasn't it, that we went? So it was south from here, I think? Yeah, so this is Camper Forest. Can go further south from here. I'm just saving often because I don't know if you can soft lock yourself in these games. Oh, we got another fight. Campsite. A worn-out tent has been pitched here. A licker squats nearby. It is peering this way. I mean, if the tent has been pitched there, I'm going to assume it's not the licker's tent because that'd be weird. Although knowing this game, who knows? Maybe there's someone nearby. Shotgun time. Do you want me to shotgun the frog? Obviously. Fine. I can shotgun the frog. And I can shoot the tent. I also like you can shoot your harp. You get so sick of your own songs. Rudger aimed the shotgun at the enemy and pulled the trigger. Is it aggressive? We'll find out. Unfortunately, there is a lot of RNG in this game, and that's what happens. Well done, Rudger. Watch the frog just one-shot him now. Oh my god, it's so strong. You know what? I'm cheese reloading that. You saw nothing. Can we try and hit the frog this time? As you can see with the Sand Shark and the Hungry Ape though, some puzzle solving helps tremendously if things seem impossible. It's like, is there any items that we could use to get out of this? I mean, I could play a beautiful song for the frog. Yeah, let me save state before I do this. I like how we're just playing a single-player tabletop Phantasy Star game. We are, basically. No, the frog was not interested in my songs. And as I thought, he got an attack and did a lot of damage. How much does that do? 22, Jesus. Yeah, no, we reload that. Yeah, one thing I will say I don't like about these is the fact that the fights are very RNG because it's just dice rolls. So I think with this we do have to just shotgun. Oh my god. Alright, come on, Rudger, you can do it. The liquor is dead. I mean, we're almost dead. $45 damage and it isn't even dead. That's more damage than he'd have done at the start of Phantasy Star 2. He had to rein himself in. The liquor gushed venom as it fell to the ground. A cloth sack behind the creature is now visible. Give me that. Gold coins were inside the bag. Rudger counted 500 Mazetta worth. That's convenient. Hi, Sickle Puppy, and Jokey as well. Yes, there is Phantasy Star 2 text adventures. Yeah, they were released in around 1990, and they were download games for the Mega Drive in Japan. From what people told me last week, they basically download to the RAM, and then every time you restarted, you had to re-download it. I don't know exactly how it worked, whether it was just the Mega Drive or whether there was some other peripheral that you needed for it or something. Or whether it was like a Mega CD, or I have no idea. I know very little about these games. I just thought they'd be interesting to check out with them being connected to the main series. Okay, well, we have 500 Mazetta. We're also almost dead. I'm assuming it was like the cable download service here. The music here is still better than Phantasy Star 3's battle music. I think anything is better than Phantasy Star 3's battle music. Well, I mean, I'm going to look at the tent. The tent has a moss green colour but has faded considerably. Fallen leaves have accumulated nearby. There doesn't seem to be anyone living in it. Can I use the tent to heal? No. Sagonet, yeah, I think someone said it was Sagonet. So I have no idea what the point of the tent is. Maybe that was just to build character. Do kind of need to heal. Knife the tent. We could try it. Or hammer it. Do we still have the hammer? No, we've used the hammer because apparently once you use a hammer on a tree, you can never use that hammer again. Yes, despite us using the knife previously. That's probably not going to work. I mean, I would say it probably would work, but you do your Rudger. Okay, probably need to go to the inn. Rudger rested a while and regained his vitality. Fantastic. Okay, so now we have money. Now we can go and try and find that ferryman again. In fact, I should probably save since I beat that frog as well. Now to remember where that was. That's inside the cabin, so it's not there. Okay, this is the bus to the hall. So then, was it... Was it in the hall? And there was a riverbed, and then from the riverbed we went south to the rocky area, which is where I fought the monkey. And south again? Yeah. Trying to remember the layout of this place in my head is quite hard, but... The ferryman accepted 500 Mazetta and handed over a membership card. I mean, I didn't ask to give the 500 Mazetta, but I guess we're doing that. Thank you for the membership card, I guess. Motivia Shipping Incorporated is printed on it. This membership card entitles the bearer to free passage across the river when shown to the ferryman. It expires after this game is over, apparently. I guess because once you turn it off, turn it back on, it restarts. He's a young Motavian, he is. So, can I use my card? Rudger boarded the hovercraft and soon found himself on the opposite side of the river. Yeah, all the characters know they're inside a game. Red Beach. The riverbed is covered with red gravel. A road ascends a mountain to the east. The ferryman is here. Palm frond can be seen. Rudger can't carry anymore. I mean, I'm going to guess that we dropped the rubber raft because I don't know why I would need a rubber raft when I've got the card for the ferryman. So yeah, I will drop that for now. Give me this for no particular reason. Rudger took the palm frond. It gives off an odour similar to turpentine. Okay. It is known as the Red Copper Mountain on account of the colour of its rocks. I'd kind of guessed that. Okay, so we can go east or south. Is south just back across the river? Cliff. The riverbank has turned into a cliff. Camphor trees are growing by the edge. Looking down, the basin of the waterfall can be seen far below. This is the end of the line. I've just thought of something really funny as well. Rudger finds a pouch with 500 Mazetta in it, which is more money than he's ever seen in his life, and then immediately loses it. Okay, let's move back north. So, Red Copper Mountain. The road bends to the south at this point. A mountain hut is accessible to the north. Key can be seen. I don't like that my inventory keeps getting full now. I mean, I guess I could technically drop the membership card, because if I'm going back that way, I can just pick it up on the route. Yeah, I guess I'll drop the card for now. Clearly we dropped the knife, only Rolf uses those. So I took the key, a silver key with a beautiful knot design. Okay. So we were north or south? Let's take a look at that mountain hut. Is there anything special about that? The hut is old but sturdily built. I mean, I'm assuming the key is maybe for the hut. Is that to the north? I have no memory whatsoever. Yes, okay. Move north. The interior is furnished with a bookshelf and a staircase, not to mention some spiderwebs. In Phantasy Star 2, Rudo can use the knives and the dagger, if I remember right, but he can't use the Laconian dagger. Yeah, I think you can use melee weapons with Rudo if you want to. Most people just run a gun on him though. Oh, apparently I'm one of the few people who didn't use him late game. Apparently it's really popular to use him in your party for like the end bosses. I mean, I didn't. On the shelf sits a heavy old book. Here's a fun question for you, Sky. What era of the Phantasy Star Classic games would you personally prefer to live in? I mean, they're all not good. I mean, I love Phantasy Star 4, but would I want to live in Algol during that time? Hell no. Unless it's Phantasy Star 4 post-credits. I mean, I guess some parts of Phantasy Star 2 are not too bad to live in, I guess, early on. As long as you don't live on Palmer. I guess Mortavia is like fine until, you know, things happen and the climate changes. You'd want to live on Palmer in Phantasy Star 2. I mean, that is a good way of getting you out of the universe. It'll be eventful. I suppose, like, Phantasy Star 1 maybe isn't as bad. I mean, you've still got to deal with the Sheik. But compared to the horrors that come later. I guess maybe some of the areas in 3 wouldn't be too bad. But then, you know, if you knew that you were in the game, then you wouldn't want to be in 3. The thing is with 3 as well, like every single place looks identical, so you wouldn't know which village you lived in because you'd keep getting confused. Webs can be seen here and there. This place hasn't been returned. Shocking. Okay, so there is an item to take, so what can I drop here? Gotta be honest, around here is whenever I personally resorted to a guide in my playthrough. Oh no. We haven't used the jewel yet, so I'm assuming I'm going to need that at some point. Can we use the key in anything? Use the key on the spider webs. Use key on the stairs if there's like a hidden... No, of course there isn't. Okay, maybe I can drop the knife because I feel like I've used it a few times. Again, we haven't used the harp, so I'm assuming there is some reason to use that. Okay. Give me the book. Rudger took the book. It would appear to be a dictionary for translating archaic words into their modern equivalents. Do we get any more? No. Look at the stairs. They descend into the basement area. I'm going to save, because every time you go to a basement in Phantasy Star, there's never good things there. As long as you don't get a falls in the box. Cellar. The bare rock which makes up both the walls and floor of this room is unadorned. A dusty lamp has been left in a corner. So I guess you could use that lamp to light up the dark room, maybe? That would be my assumption. What if I play my harp down here? The acoustics would be good. It is a pleasant sound, Rudger. Yes, there's just a lamp there. I don't know if we need the lamp. I have a feeling the lamp might be for the dark room in that cave we went to before. But maybe there's something in that dark room that we can't see that we need the lamp for. Well, for now, let's check the southern path out. I need fan art of Rudger just playing the harp in random locations. So mountain road. To the south lies the entrance of a cave. Okay, maybe we need the lamp for that. Mountain path resumes to the north. We're gonna need the lamp for the cave, aren't we? Rudger is littering everywhere. So what can we leave here? We obviously need the shotgun in case anything jumps us. I mean, I guess I could drop the harp here for now, and then if something becomes obvious, I can come back and get it. I just have a feeling we'll need the lamp for the cave. It may be obsolete, but it still works. Not fond of the limited inventory. I guess it's to make you think about what you're carrying, but yeah. Last time someone put the harp down, Rudger nicked it. Good point. Okay, let's try going to that cave again. A maze of twisty little passages all alike. Fantastic. Can I use the lamp? No. So was it the north cave? Yeah, okay. So you go south to get in the cave. I don't need a maze at this point in my life. I know the kind of game these are. There's probably like a death room somewhere in here. I see the hydrate. Have we saved it since we came in? Right. Oh, is it going to be the same message every single time so you forget where we are? Okay. I would like this be gym in Central City. Go south again. Go south again. I'm sensing this never ends. For this, I'm kind of feeling like I don't mind looking at a guide to see the route because this just feels like I'd be here for an hour trying to figure it out. Let's go east. Let's go east. Yeah, every room is the same. So go west. Go west. And then north. This should take me out. I hope. Okay, slightly worried now. It does want you to go in a certain order. A map doesn't help here because it wants you to... So is it a case if you just need to put in directions in a specific order? It's not as if it's an actual map, it just wants you to... It's not as if it's a map that's actually planned out, it's just that you need to put in a set order of directions. Okay, yeah. Well, to be honest, I don't feel like trying to figure that out at random. Out of curiosity, for those who have played this before, is there actually a way of knowing what the order is? Or is it just complete dumb luck? What I'll do is, if I load, that should be the entrance there, I think. Okay, so that's the exit of the cave there. I think I might use a guide for this bit because I don't really fancy spending an hour trying to figure the route round. You felt like it was just luck. Yeah, are you guys okay if I use a guide to try and figure this bit out? If there was a specific way to do it, fine. Oh, thanks for that, mist. Okay, so we go into the cave. So according to this, it is west, then west again, then south twice. Then west, then north. Yeah, I would not have found that randomly. I know it's only 6 rooms, but all it takes is to put 1 room in wrong. You're fine with that given that Phantasy Star 2 originally came with a hint book. Good point. So a door stands to the west and a passageway leads to the south. Well, since we came from the north, the passageway will just go back into the cave. Thankfully, you don't have to do this for the other adventures. Okay, so let's look at the door. This door marks the boundary between the maze and a small room. It is currently open. Okay, so go west then? The door of the room is to the east. A big slime jiggles nearby. Castrabada. Channel your inner recast, okay. Oh, do I want to save it here? Because my concern is that if I need to get out the cave, I'm saving it in the cave. It's a big slime, so it's probably going to duplicate if you attack. Throw salt. I don't see anything that would be an obvious item to use on this. Do we just blast it again? And people are jack keen for the shotgun. Shotgun is always the answer. Actually, can I save this on... There, we saved it on a different save slot, so... Blasting time. Blast away, okay. Alright, well, it's saved, so... Fingers crossed. We'll get in the shotgun at the enemy and pull the trigger. That is not particularly what I'm looking for. I mean, it's a hit at least. Okay, he only did 5 damage. That's good. Problem is the damage differs loads depending on what your dice roll. Okay, blast him again. We can do better than that, Rudger. Ooh. Okay, it did 10, so this is obviously a bit of a weaker enemy. No split, the technology isn't there, chat. Be thankful for save states, yeah. I think doing this without save states back in the day must have been really irritating. Because you could get all this way in the game, then get a couple of terrible rolls and get a game over. A reminder, there is no way to save the game. I mean, at least I'm hitting. He's still not dead. I mean, surely. Okay, it's finally dead. The slimes remain splattered all over the floor and soon evaporated. One thing I have noticed with this, and I don't know if it's just a thing with the English translation, every time you kill an enemy, it goes into very graphic detail about what happens to their corpse. With the bio monster gone, Rudger noticed some rope lying in a corner of the room. And once again, we are full on items. I wish I knew what to leave. It is very strangely graphic. It's a high peak result. Does anyone have any idea if any of these items are okay to leave behind? I'm assuming the rope must be useful because coming all the way into this maze to fight one enemy to get some rope seems like it's going to be important. This is unfortunate because you'll have to get one item back. So basically I need to leave something here and then I'll have to come back into the cave to grab the item again. All of these are important, but palm frond right now you can drop until later. Okay. I'm gonna guess. Do I want to drop it here? Because it did say the door was open. I don't want to leave something in here and then the door close and me lose access to it. So what I might do is, if I move one east and then drop it here. Okay, now we take the rope. 20 meters of rope coiled into a bundle. Okay, now we need to get out of here. You go outside and drop an item, okay. Well, and then come back in and get the rope after that. Okay, so go west again. Drop the rope here. Move east, pick up the palm frond. Because what I was thinking is, if I dropped it here, obviously we know the route to get back to that room. Okay, so we've got the palm frond. Now we need to figure out the way out. So, I mean, I would assume it's the reverse of... Might be worth saving here just so I don't get lost. Okay, so last time, so we went north, so that would be south. Then west, so that would be east. Then north twice. Then east. And east again. And then north should take me out, hopefully. Yeah, good. You're getting close to the end, but save states do wonders in this one. So what I'm thinking now is if we drop palm frond here, then I can go back in and grab the rope. I'm also low health as well, so I might want to go to the inn as well. Okay, so back in the cave, so south again. So west, west, south, south, so west, west, south, south, west, north. Okay, now take the rope. And then from here it would be south, east, north, north. East, east. And then north should take me out. Yeah, thank God. Alright, save. There's new microtransactions in Guild Wars 1 and they changed 150 skills and added new ones. Yeah, it seems like they're doing a lot of work to Guild Wars 1. I'm glad to see it, especially with them working on Guild Wars 3 as well. Okay, so we got a rope. What can we do with said rope? Also, I might want to go back to that inn as well. Was there anything you needed to climb or go down? So there was the tree that we used the hammer on. There was those other trees as well though. I can't remember what they were called now, but there was another type of tree. Oh, it's going to be irritating as hell, isn't it? Because I now need to pick my key card up. So I now need to drop something else. This is annoying because I don't know what I need later, so I don't know what is useful to drop. Because I obviously need the membership card to be able to use the boat to get back to where the inn is. Maybe I can drop the jewel for now. I'm just going back to the inn at the minute, then I don't need the jewel. Yeah. Then tip the card. Okay, then use a ferry card. Move north to the rocky area. Move north. That's a riverbed. West from there. And then up out the hole. And then, is it north from here? No. It's supposed to be south from here. Yeah, old cabin exterior. Then I think it was west from here? Yeah. And then north into the inn. Go up. Rudger tried resting but gained nothing from it. So I just can't heal. So is there no other way of healing? That seems problematic. You can only heal 3 times from the inn. The game does not tell you this. So that begs the question of now, how am I going to beat the... what I assume is the mall, because we keep following the mall all things. So it doesn't tell you that there's limited healing. So I guess you just get to the boss and then can't win. I mean, if that is the case, we're moving on to another adventure. Because that is inexcusable. Where are the burgers exactly? Where are the burgers? The other text adventures don't have this limited healing problem, or at least have alternative. Yeah, because I mean, the last time we healed was a while ago now. I mean, this would have been almost impossible to beat with the, on like the original software, because you would have needed basically perfect RNG on the fights. I have save stated, yeah, because obviously with these kind of games quite often you get soft locked. I didn't want to mess things up. And I think the save state is after we've healed, so one of your items really helps with the mole, but it's going to take a couple of tries. In all honesty, Cordro, do you think the mole is doable with that much health left? Like, legitimately. If you don't think it is, we can move on to another text adventure. It sounds like the other ones might be better anyway, so I mean, I'm happy to do that. But if you think the boss is doable on this health, but yeah, that seems like an absolutely terrible part of game design. I don't mind having limited heals necessarily, but it would be nice to actually tell you that that is a thing. There's no warning that you can only use it in 3 times. I was doing chronologically, yeah, I would need to dig the post up though and see which was the next one. Why not do the boss fight anyway, just to see what happens? I mean, I guess I can try it. I mean, we've got another option, have we? So, yeah, that is inexcusably bad. Okay, so next question is, where is the mall? It's kind of shit because, I mean, I wouldn't say I was loving this game. I think that's kind of obvious, but I kind of respected it for being interesting enough at least. But that decision with the healing just ruins it completely. No, Drac, apparently you can only use the inn to heal 3 times in the entire game, and after that you can't use it again. For no reason. So Rudger's adventure was just him playing his harp to the trees until he was eaten by a mole. Yes. Yeah, I also don't like games with soft locks. How this guy got in the main cast, I mean, who knows, honestly. Right, let's go down here. And then we go south. And south. We use the card. Okay, so we're at a cliff. Riverbank is turned to a cliff. Camper trees are glowing by the edge. So that's those trees I was on about earlier. Looking down, the basin of the waterfall can be seen far below. Could I abseil? Is that a thing I can do? I mean, this dude can do nothing, so why he would be able to abseil is beyond me. Do I use it on the trees or the cliff itself? Let's try the trees first. Rudger tied the rope to a camper tree and hung the other end off the edge of the cliff. It is now possible to climb down from here. Move down. Rudger is holding onto a rope running adjacent to a waterfall, culminating in a deep pool far below. Deep pool seems like a bad thing, unless that's where you use the raft, which I don't have. I need to go back for that. Okay, so there's no way down, so I need something to break the fall. It's going to be the raft, isn't it? Back up again. Give me the rubber raft. Okay, go south again. Go down. Look at the waterfall. The mist spray rises as the water falls. Faint echoes can be heard from somewhere. Alright, let me try using the raft. Because I figure if you threw that down, you could use that to land on, maybe. I'd save state, okay. Okay, we're trying this raft again, which worked amazingly well last time. I mean, I feel last time it went horribly. That's probably not going to work. Why would it not? I'm rapidly running out of ideas. The solution is, for the lack of a better word, not logical. Fantastic. do you drop the raft? Again, let's save state. Please don't litter. Use the shotgun. What, on himself? That's how I feel at this point. Yeah, shoot the waterfall, sure. You fired the shotgun in the direction... Do not tell me that this is what you have to do. As the report of the gun died away, several bats shot out from behind the curtain of water. He had found a way to get behind the waterfall. You're telling me that the dude has an inflatable raft with him? Dropping that in the water is stupid. Why would you do that? Shoot the waterfall. That's logical. Yeah, I've killed the waterfall. The water is dead. What? How does that make any sense at all? The answer is it doesn't. Okay, so the waterfall is dead. Did the waterfall drop something? Okay, well, I guess we found the way. Behind the waterfall, northward waits the entrance to a cave. Oh great, another one. Water can be seen steadily falling to the south. Yeah, I like how Piggy just said, oh, use the shotgun. As though anyone actually expected that to actually work. Go north. Cave mouth. There is a pathway to the west. The waterfall is back to the south. A cadaver lies on the floor, garbed in the tattered remains of its former attire. There is an ominous feeling in the air. A journal can be seen. Oh God, another item. Well, I'm leaving my rubber raft down here. Give me the journal. It is filled with unfamiliar characters from a distant time and place. Okay. Go west, Rudger. Oh, do you think you use the book on the journal, maybe? So before a door, this east-west passageway is interrupted by a door to the north. Okay. At this point, I can say the rubber raft is like a red herring item in this adventure. Okay. To be fair, I solved quite a few of these puzzles just by cycling through the items in my inventory. That's kind of what I resorted to last stream. Didn't it say the manual was to do with language? I think it did, actually. Let me check the book. It would appear to be a dictionary for translating archaic words. Okay. So in that case, use the book on the journal. Rudger opened the book and began translating the journal. It seems that the author was a treasure hunter. The final entry reads as follows. The treasure must be behind that door. I need a certain gemstone in order to open it, but the guardian of this cave hid it in the cedar forest. Worse, when I went around the corner today, a poisoned arrow struck me in the back. My body is already starting to fail me. We still have time to write that. Okay, so we know there are poison arrows. So we need the jewel. We dropped that, didn't we? Where though? I mean, that's another thing altogether. Somewhere. Okay, up. I think it was around here somewhere. But where is another thing altogether. Aha! We have found the jewel. Okay, gonna imagine I can probably drop the journal now, I reckon. Take the jewel. You can probably drop the book and the journal now. Okay. Okay, and go down the cliff. Retrieve the frond. Okay. So the frond I left just outside the cave, I think? I mean, we're going to do all this and then get murdered by the boss anyway. But at least we'll see it. Okay, now just trying to remember the way back to the cave. I'm trying to remember where the cave is from here. Yes, it must be further away from here. So, riverbed, west. Was it from the forest? Oh, I'm totally lost now. I can't remember where the cave is. Yeah, I'm looking for, you know, the cave. Was the front in front of the cave or the forest? I thought I'd left it just outside the cave. Wasn't it after using the ferry? Yeah, I thought I dropped it outside the cave. It's where I found the rope, yeah. That was the cave. It was after going through the hole where the monkey was. So go through the hole. Go east to the riverbed. Go south from there. Then south again. Looks like it's actually just the ferry landing. Yeah, the one with the twisty passages all alike. where is that? I thought it was after the hole that were in here. I could be wrong. Shit, let me check something. So, go through here, go up. That's Dying Forest. What's south from there? Cabin exterior. Is it south from there? Forest Village. That's Camper Forest. So that's the campsite where the frog was. Okay, I am going to look at a map for this because I'm completely lost. So, where are we at now? We are at Forest Village. Okay. So yes, it is after using the ferryman. So from Forest Village, I need to go... This map barely makes any sense whatsoever. Yes, I want to head up to Dying Forest, first of all. So from here, that is 1 north, 1 east. No, so that's not right. That is... Look how nice area. Yeah, and then north from there should take me to Dying Forest, I think. Yeah, okay. So then from Dying Forest, yeah, go through the hall to the ferry landing. So down at the hall. East and then south. And then I think it was south from here. So at the ferry landing. Use the card to get across. Okay, so back at Red Beach. Then from Red Beach, I need to go east and then south. Yeah, and then south from here. There's the palm frond. So let's hit that back. And then from there, I need to get back to where the waterfall was. So we are at what? So we're at Mountain Road at the minute. It's the problem, isn't it, that because you only have a really small inventory, you have to just abandon things everywhere. And then trying to remember where you've abandoned stuff. I guess back then you probably would have wrote down where you left stuff. Okay, so from here, I need to go back to Red Beach and then south. So it's north from here. Then west. That takes me to Red Beach. Then is it south from Red Beach? Yeah, so south from here should take me to the cliff. Then from there you go north. So no. From there you go south of the cliff. Then you go down. Then it's north. And north again, I think. So that's the cave mouth. Then from the cave mouth, we go so west is to the door. Yeah, use. So wanted me to use the jewel, I think it was. Should probably quick save as well. Yeah, thank you to everyone in chat as well for helping out as well. Really appreciate it. Try using the jewel on the door. No, that's idiotic. Why would you do that? Passage leads north and east at this point. Wait, didn't it say there was a door though? I mean, in accordance with the journal's warning, Rudger carefully stepped around the trap. Genius. So I guess that's probably a game over screen if you don't get the journal first. So there is some rooms north apparently. It could be a complete trap, but I will save and then check them out anyway. Yeah, that was quite lucky. This massive yet beautifully decorated portal is very likely where the treasure is hidden. It sounds like something is on the other side. There is an indentation in the center of the door. Do I want to know what's on the other side of the door? I mean, I have a key, but whether I actually use it. Use key on the... Okay, it's not the key. It's an indentation. Jewel, I guess? Yeah, could be. Rudger inserted the jewel into the indentation. As he did so, the door slowly rose. Okay. North. That'll be the mall then. Treasure room. Treasures of gold and silver are piled up here. There is also a huge hole in the ceiling. There is also a huge mole. A vicious monster called a drill mole is present. So I have quick saved it. I'll just quick save it here so it's right in the fight. Because we might need to reload this a few times if it's even doable. This might not be doable with this health, I don't know. There is a hint of Sandrappy there. Okay. So option 1 is going blasting. I just know the palm frond helps with the Moloton. I mean, I'm more than happy to try it. Maybe it likes eating these. Rudger held it out in front of the drill maul, which seemed to find the smell repellent, and reacted by swinging its head from side to side. Okay, so it doesn't like it. Finally, with a swipe of its paw, the monster knocked the branch out of Rudger's hands. Okay, I don't know what that did. It didn't seem to appreciate it. But maybe that helps. Zalor. Yeah, maybe we did Zalor, maybe. The mole is kind of shaped like a seal. Okay. I think, do we now resort to blasting? I mean, to be fair, we're probably going to get blasted, I think. But I have quick saved it, so... Blast it. Oh, you got Hilda Tor. Good luck. Okay, we did 40. That seems bad. That doesn't seem great, if I'm honest. Who knows, maybe we'll get double 6. Blast it again. I fear we may be deceased. We are very much deceased. Rudger is deceased. We're back again. Got a frozen shooter, 20 air base. Oh. Okay, take 2. Blast it. That's not going to do it, Rudger. I sense there's going to be a lot of reloading here. We basically need to reload, hope the mole gets a terrible hit, hope that we get loads of good hits. RNG in my Phantasy Star. Right, try again, Rudger. We'll get it eventually. That's not going to do it, Rudger. Basically, if we miss, I just need to reload because there's no chance. Sixes are what you need. That's not bad. Okay, and he missed. Okay, big rolls, Rudger. That's a nice roll. 50 damage. I'm tempted to quick save it here, so I don't have to go through that again. Do you know what? Yeah. I don't care. After the crap this pulled with the whole 3 saves and you're done thing, I don't care anymore. Okay. The time is now, Rudger. I mean, he hit. He's done it. He's actually done it. He has actually done it. With 4 health. Well done, Rudger. You finally did something in your adventure. The drill mole let out a deathly wail as it fell. It would be really funny if it then said as it fell onto Rudger, crushing him. Yeah, now Mosquito shows up and kills you with a single bite. Rudger continued blasting the monster with his weapon long after it was dead, because Rudger is an absolute psychopath. He shot at the corpse until it disintegrated, but that didn't bring back his wife and child. Okay, this got very dark. God damn, Rudger. So I'm assuming that the implication there is that the mole monster was what destroyed the village and killed his family. So what we've learned today is we don't piss off Rudger. Where's the pick of gore? All this... They couldn't clean the camera in time, it's just covered in blood. Understandable crash out, honestly. I mean, yeah. When he realised the utter senselessness of his actions, Rudger stopped firing and simply stood there, completely motionless. But there was no time to absorb the painful emotions flooding over him. A deafening rumble had emerged from deep within the Earth's core. But killing a mole has caused the Earth to explode. He dashed out of there as the tunnel walls began to shake, leaping through the waterfall, moments before the entire cavern collapsed. I'm about to recreate this scene in Spaceship. But instead of moles, it's Del Sabers. Ah, that's it. It was the load-bearing mole. It was over with as quickly as it had begun. I mean, I'm going to be honest, Rudger. This did not feel like it went quickly. The sanctuary that the Mortavians had guarded for centuries was obliterated within seconds, yet Rudger couldn't bring himself to care. Oh, he's just ice cold. John. Emily. Oh yeah, I forgot they had names. Rudger stuffed down his grief as he swore to take revenge on all bio monsters. He soon left the region, having embraced the intense hatred he felt. The end. Game ends here. Thanks, Sega. So the good news is we've beaten Rudger's adventure. The less good news is we have several other adventures to go. Amazing. Not even any credits. So, Rudger, we have solved Rudger's adventure. I like how the picture... That is really funny, actually. That the picture is just him stood looking at a hole. Okay, so we have done Rudger's adventure. We have about half an hour left. Should we make a start on another one? And regret everything? Hopefully enjoy the others more. I didn't hate this apart from the whole thing of it only letting you heal 3 times. Yeah, also, what was the point of the harp? What was the harp for? He never seemed as psycho in Phantasy Star 2, but now you know. He was suppressing it. The harp was just for pleasant sounds and vibes, yeah. It was the only thing keeping him sane. Okay, so that is Rudger's. Now I need to figure out which is the next one. And to be honest, I'm not too bothered which the next one is, to be honest. I'm just looking at the Discord now just to figure out what the actual next one is. Maybe he's quietly sobbing in that picture. Maybe. Okay, off the top of the head, does anyone know what the next one is? I should probably have saved it on the Discord. Does anyone know which the next one is, by the way? Use the harp on the man and you'll go back to normal. Yeah, I'm just trying to see which one the next one is in the release order. Sorry about this, I'll have the details in a minute. I think once I've got this, I'm going to save the post so I've got it for future. Okay, so apparently the next one is Heinz's Adventure, which I think is Kane. Let me just save that post so I don't forget it. Alright, yeah, so it is Kain's next, so let me load that one up. Oh, you were expecting different music? So now we have Kain's Adventure, or Kane. Oh, that's different music. We have different music. So we're going to get to play a little bit of this one, I think, but we can start it. So is anything different? Okay, no, that's the same by the looks of things. There he is with his smug look. Okay, so the background is all looks different at least. So this takes place 1281 AW in the autumn, specifically the autumn, in Loom on the planet Mortavia. Yeah, he has 50 Mizar. This dude is loaded. So if you're not familiar with Phantasy Star 2, this character in Phantasy Star 2 is... He's called, I believe he's called a Wrecker in Phantasy Star 2. He's basically a mechanic who was terrible at his job and was better at wrecking machines and fixing them. I got another Hildator. Nice one. Oh, Drac got a 30 hit one. Nice. Yeah, congrats on that. Kane hates robots adventure. At 14 years of age, he rushed out of Romtap, the town of his birth, as if running away from home. He had been living alone for the past 4 years in a seedy town called Loom. I honestly thought that this text adventure was one of the most well done. I'm glad to hear that because Rudger's was a bit rough. I was jarred awake at 2 AM by the sound of an airpat flying past my apartment. The city was freezing, but my cold, hard leather bed was surprisingly comfortable. So, my room. A lot of junk is lying around here. There is also a desk and my favourite PC model, an MG68. Knife and core can be seen. Take them. I took the knife. It's not powerful, but it's better than nothing. I took the core. This circuit board is the basis for a psi gun that I've been thinking about building for years. I haven't collected all the parts I need in order to finish it yet. Okay, let's look at his desk. This dirty desk is being used to hold things in lieu of a proper storeroom. Look at his computer. It's my favourite PC. This model is getting old, but I'm accustomed to using it. Also, he's one of these people who refuses to move on when a new operating system releases. It can connect to outside communication lines, so I've gotten pretty good at computer hacking. And he would be right. Okay, let's move. You mean like me? I think a lot of people do the same. I can't say I blame them, to be honest. Apartment corridor. My room is south of here, and my friend Yuki's room is to the east. I used to have a desk like that, and I feel the same about updates. Is your name Kane? Still in Windows 7. I don't blame you. There's also a wall to the west and an elevator to the north. Yuki hasn't returned yet. He works for a computer company as a programmer and often won't return for days at a time. He'll probably be back tonight with the data that I asked him to get for me, but he might stop at the bar on his way home. This apartment is so old that even the elevator is filthy, but at least it works. Okay, so what was around here? Room is south. Yuki's room's to the east. Wall to the west and an elevator to the north. So elevator. I'm inside the elevator on the 5th floor. There is a corridor before me beyond which I can see the entrance to my room. Okay, let's go down. I'm inside the elevator on the 1st floor. The entrance to the apartment building is ahead. So, apartment entrance. This is the entryway to the apartment complex. There is no one around and the place is bare. The elevator is to the north. Let's keep heading south for now. Outside the apartment. This is the road in front of my apartment building. I can go back inside the apartment to the north or south to the shopping district. I mean, with 50 Mazetta. Or I can go west or east, which aren't mentioned. I mean, it's mentioned the shopping district, so I should probably go there. Do actually play modern video games, mainly with my nephew. I get mutual enjoyment out of them. Yeah, I mean, I do have... So I've got a Switch 2. You know, I do play a fair few modern games, but I'll personally always have more of an affinity towards retro games. I just get a lot more enjoyment out of them generally. So, shopping district. This street is always bustling regardless of what time it is. Many pedestrians are out and about. To the west is a casino, and to the east a diner. The shopping district continues to the south. So I know he said that his friend might be at a bar. So maybe I want to go look for the bar first. Let's go further south. Shopping district. This area is also in a state of confusion. The disco is west of here and a boutique lies eastwards. The shopping district continues to run north and south of here. Go further south. This part of the district is crowded as well. To the west is a Chinese restaurant facing a bar on the other side. Okay, so we want to go east then to the bar. Bar. There are a lot of drunk patrons here who are keeping the bartender busy filling orders. The second floor is accessible via a stairway. Use Steam less and less these days, zero interest in most modern games. Yeah, I mean, I watched the Gamescom opening night live yesterday, and there was not a whole lot that interested me, really. Yeah, also a good point, Swampwitch, yeah, there is a Chinese restaurant on Motavia. But China doesn't exist in Algol. Yeah, there's lots of older stuff on Steam as well, for sure. Okay, I guess I will talk to the bartender. Hey, welcome to... Oh, it's just you. Don't drink too much. Let's talk to the patrons. They're drinking and having a good time. You're just getting all the Hildetals missed. No wonder I can never find any. Okay, so his friend clearly isn't here. There is the upstairs though, so let's go up there. Second floor of the bar. The second floor is also fairly crowded. I'd like to have a drink here, but I'll wait on that. A drunk man is screaming. A rat-faced hoodlum named Nezumi stands in the way. They're not subtle with that. Nezumi is Japanese for mouse. Cans, you bastard. Stop acting like such a hotshot just because you're a little bit good with machines and stuff. Nezumi draws a knife and advances slowly. And that seems bad. Is there anything we can use? He looks kind of happy if he's... He does, yeah. Maybe he's so drunk. What if I could get him a drink? No, you won't give me a drink. And there's nothing to take. Yeah, I agree about the music. Yeah, the music, I know it's only a short loop, obviously, but it definitely fits Phantasy Star 2 more, I think. Fits the kind of the world a bit more. I don't just want to kill someone for no reason. Let me check. Let me check the Chinese restaurant, inexplicably, that is on Motavia. Even this restaurant is open all night long. There are no more than 6 tables here, and the host seems busy taking care of the few customers. A staircase in the back leads to the upper floor. The customers are mostly old folk gulping down pork and chicken and stuff. Second floor of the restaurant. In a striking contrast to the first floor, the second level has a high-class atmosphere. There are no customers here. Okay. Yeah, I like that. The shopping district lies latitudinally. It loves the long words in this. What is further south? Outskirts of the shopping district. As you'd expect, not many people come out this far. South of here is the airport, but the gate is shut. McCoy's is to the east. What is McCoy's? There isn't even a single customer here. Old man McCoy is seated behind the counter. Oh, Kynes, where have you been? Stuff just came in. That'll be 200 Mazetta. Okay, so maybe he's the guy that I need to get the parts from for the gun that he's trying to make. So obviously can't get that yet. Okay, so he has a disco and a boutique. I mean, I guess I may as well check these places out. Disco. I like how the music changes in the disco. Most of the people here are dancing wildly. The pounding music is reverberating in my ears. I don't enjoy this sort of place very much. Sue is here dancing. Sue? Also, I totally get not liking this kind of place. Yes, Sue mentioned. Okay, Sue. A slim, petite girl, I think she likes me. Hey, you look down? Wanna dance? Oh yeah, McCoy said he's got the stuff ready for you. What did he mean by that? I don't know, but wherever it is, he wants 200 Mazetta for it. Okay, so we clearly can't do much here. Okay, so the alley. This goes back alley. There is trash all over the place. Toolkit can be seen. I mean, that seems useful. Took the toolkit. A set of tools for manipulating integrated circuits. It's got everything one might need. Okay, let's go back east a minute. Every party member gets love interest except Rudger, he lost his. Trash is yellow, but you can't take it. That's a good point. We can check it. No. Odd that they mention that, but you can't take it. Maybe you can interact with it later or something? Alright, let's go... boutique next. There are rows and rows of fancy clothing. May I help you? Asked a lively voice. That voice belongs to Maria, a glamorous blonde. There's another room further in. Boutique inner room. Maria's father is here. I can't tell for sure, but he looks angry and appears to be drunk. So everyone is drunk. Can I talk to Marie? Or Maria? Hey, Kynes. Oh, that Melville. Lately he's been spending all his time with that gang of his. He hasn't been paying attention to me at all. Did I ask? Right, let's talk to the angry man. Get out of here before I call the police. Yep, he's mad. Alright, dude. Okay, let's move north again. So we have a casino and a diner. Let's do diner first, and then we'll go casino gamba. Diner. There is only one customer in the diner. The old man who runs the place is passing the time by smoking a cigarette. To the customer. I recognise him. He's trying to tell me something. Kynes, do you know that guy Melville? He's a charismatic man from around here. It seems he's been stirring people up and forming a gang. Well, if it isn't Kynes, how is it going? So everyone seems to know him. Alright. Casino gamba time. People are still playing the slot machines even at this hour. I really hate crowds, but it's possible to earn a little extra spending money here, so I stop by fairly often. Randolph is here. Also, I guess that's a slot machine. That's a noise. Enjoy that. It never ends. I talked to Randolph first. A tall, lanky punk with a flair for heavy metal. Ugh, I lost again. Are all these machines rigged? He's too absorbed in the slot machine to notice me. That is a horrible noise. Right, before I gamble, let me quick save. In case I lose all my money. You pull the lever, and if the pitches line up when the drum stops turning, you win. It's the best way to make some quick cash. This sounds like old modems trying to connect to the internet. It's something. Okay, yeah, Kant, I know what a slot machine is. I didn't need you to describe what a slot machine is. Okay, so nothing there. That noise is horrible. Okay, and that's outside the apartment, okay. So it's maybe one of the alleyways or something that we need to go to next. I think for now, though, I might end there for today. I'm very, very glad that we got Rudger's adventure out the way. Hopefully this one's a bit more interesting. The music's better in this one, at least, so far, so... I know when I looked on the S of a Mansion Discord, it did seem like the general consensus was that Rudger's is probably the worst. So I'm kind of glad I've got that out of the way. But yeah, we'll probably pick this up next Wednesday. I think... Yeah, next Wednesday we'll continue this. Possibly finish it, depending on how long it is. If we do finish it, there's a couple more to do. By which I mean quite a few more. I will say on Sunday, there won't be a stream on Sunday. I've got plans already for that night, so unfortunately there won't be no stream on Sunday. I am debating at the minute whether to do a stream on Monday instead. I'm not sure yet though, because it is a bank holiday in the UK on Monday, so I may do one on Monday. But I'll let you guys know a bit nearer the time. But yeah, so for now there'll be no stream on Sunday, just so you're aware. This will return on Wednesday, and hopefully we'll try and figure out what we're doing. And thank you for bearing with me with the Rudger's adventure, because that was pretty rough. I'm glad we actually managed to finish it though. I was very, very worried that we weren't going to be able to beat that final boss because of how ridiculous the game is. But yeah, we'll pick this up next Wednesday. So whatever you're doing, have a great rest of your week. If you have enjoyed the stream, I'd love it if you consider either liking or subscribing on either Twitch, YouTube. I have an extra Bluesky you can follow as well. And please do consider joining the Discord server as well. We do have quite a lot of people on there now, and we play quite a lot of games off stream. There is also a lot of people playing PSO at the minute with it being the anniversary on Affinia, so if you're looking for people to play with, definitely check out the Discord out. There should be a link to that in the description on YouTube or underneath the video player on Twitch. Thanks for the stream, glad we found out how Rudger's adventure ended, yeah, with him turning into a complete psychopath. But yeah, well, I'm there for today, and I'll see you guys on either Monday if we do a stream on Monday, if not, it'll be next Wednesday. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you guys next stream. See you guys.